Right, we're on camera now. I'm with Peter Martel, an escapee from Guernsey who happens to be at this MG event in Jersey. And this there are a wonderful setting, nice tourism, hotel. What could be better, Peter?
Well, you know, I'm down my sister island and I've come to see all my cousins. I'm quite happy to come down here and I hope they've accepted me, and because I love coming down here anyway. And, you know, it's different to Guernsey. So what, here I am and I'm enjoying myself.
Anything to do with MGs for you, or is that just coincidental?
No, I do have an MG, B, and I met one of the organisers up in Scotland in October, I think it was, and he said to me, we go to Guernsey every year. I said, you know, do you like it? No, he says, we've never got off the ferry yet. Well, I says, about time you did, because I said, why is that? Well, he said, I'm making my way to Jersey for the MG rally, and I'm on the management committee, etc., etc. I said, well, when you come this year, 2014, you just make sure you drop off, and I'll look after you and give you a fried egg for breakfast, and we'll see how we go for the evening meal. And he actually did that. So I'm delighted that he's now, you know, found out a little bit about Guernsey. And I've also asked him, you know, do you see the differential between the two islands? He thinks they're very, very similar. I think they're slightly different. I love our town, but I love your countryside over here, Michael, in Jersey.
Yeah, well, they're different islands, they're different shapes, and they're going to have differences, but
they are.
The tourism industry, now you're here, beautiful day, couldn't be better. It's got to be a success, isn't it, tourism in these islands? How can it fail?
Well, it's all here. It's just a case of encouraging the people to jump on these planes to actually get here. You're very, very fortunate because you've got, there's more access, i.e. from the airlines, EasyJet, etc. We've just spent 80 million in Guernsey on extending our airport, which is about 50 feet short, because if we'd had an extra 50 feet, we could have encouraged EasyJet to come to us, all for an extra 3 million quid. But no, they decided to do what they did. And so you've got more airlines coming in here, but it's still hard. I understand you've got about 11,000 beds over here. I think we're down to about 8 back home, and it's diminishing all the time.
It's getting to that critical point, isn't it, with the hotels?
It is.
There's just not going to be enough to sustain the business if it gets any less.
No, we have to diverse. I'm sure you're diversing with the light industry, etc., or trying to do that. We're trying to do clean stuff like Silicon Valley type stuff.
But tourism itself. This location here, we're at Gorey, the beach is just literally 50 yards across there, you're on the beach. Wonderful. I mean, I know it is a beautiful day. Small family-run hotel. It's full. This week you've got a specific then. You've got 50 cars, 100 people. They virtually filled the hotel. It's an MG car event. There must be so many things like that which could happen in these islands.
You know, I think you could have all sort of, I don't know, art-type holidays, environmental holidays, butterflies, goodness knows what, birds. We hear about all these different groups, etc. Is it all to do with marketing? Well, it must be.
Yeah.
People have to have the foresight to, you know.
Well, just up here at Gorey in the village itself, the old pier, it's broken. They haven't. They used to go across the car trip and pull by, and I think they used to do the odd trips to Guernsey, even from there and Sark, from that pier. I don't think anything goes backwards and forwards from that pier now. This end of the island could have that sort of business. These little hotels, it could be boom time.
Could be boom time. You know, we're an archipelago of islands very, very close to France. I always get dismayed about, you know, the tourist people trying to encourage the French over from Carteret, wherever it is, linking into Saint-Malo. Some come, but I think it's a market that we could really tap into and get them over in their droves.
It's not just the French. They get the Dutch come down, they're touring through Normandy, and they stop there for a couple of days. They'll come across to the islands for a couple of days. It's the business. You've got to build it, haven't you? It's not going to happen just by chance. You've got to build it.
No, you've got to make it happen, but you also got to make it, not necessarily, you've got to make it advantageous for them to come, but yes, the company needs to make profit for the people to come here, but, you know, fares back certainly in Guernsey are not as advantageous as they are in Jersey for moving around. We are expensive. But there is something that is also advantageous once you get to these islands. Sark, goodness gracious, you know, well,
they've had a bit of a boom in Sark because of a television series.
They had.
It just shows you what can happen, doesn't it?
They did have the programme called The Village, A lot of religion actually in that program between the Methodists and the Church of England.
Oh, right.
They seem to have a Methodist preacher over there that was going to last, but they had a problem by getting a rector to actually look after their parochial thing. But never mind. Very interesting island.
Because there was a similar sort of thing took place on the Scilly, and on the Scillies, and I wonder what happened as a result of that program, because they had a documentary going on for weeks and weeks looking at the Scillies.
Can't comment on that one, Michael. Didn't see it, but I understand that the Scillies are having problems enticing people over there as well.
Again, the transport links, that is the starting point, isn't it?
Yep.
You can't swim to these islands, can you?
No.
Condor contract is being negotiated at the moment. I don't know what part Guernsey is playing in that. But obviously
we are supporting the support that Jersey have given us. Well, we have to. I'm not quite sure whether it's led by Jersey or Guernsey. It's a joint thing anyway because of the link in with all the islands. We got to